But what are your reactions to the big stories? Jeffrey joins me now for a review of some of them.
Absolutely, so of course, our job is to track your thoughts as what you're saying across X. And let's get straight to business, which is one of the things that happened yesterday. Although there was a statement from Dangote Refinery saying that it was a minor fire. So an effluent treatment plant, as it is said, that this affected. So for those of you who don't know, there was a fire outbreak at the Dangote Refinery yesterday. But the statement came out from the company saying it was not something to be alarmed about. So they say it affected their effluent treatment plant. An effluent treatment plant, ETP is called, is basically to treat wastewater before it's discharged into the environment or is reused. So, but these were your reactions. Afamifuna says, this is not good news at all, something that is not yet fully functional.
Well, Afamifuna, you got your clarification from Jeffrey. It's not a fire that has that much implications, and we're grateful for that because it's a public infrastructure. Now, this next one is from Jeremiah Adetunji, who says, this is too early. No heavy equipment in that facility that should have less than 10 years warranty.
That's a good point, by the way. That's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugochukwu_96 says, this is really sad. I just hope no life was lost. Yes, no life was lost, according to their statement. I also hope it's not the Nigerian factor at play here. I don't think so. According to their statement again, a lot of funny things happen in this country.
Well, and the next one is from Adeni 178, and then the number goes on. But he says, this is sad and unfortunate. I hope it was put off on time. Well, it was, according to reports, right? Safety is a must for every company. This is going to be a freak setback for the refinery, but the company has clarified that indeed it's not a setback.
Yeah.
But safety, of course, according to Adeni,
absolutely,
is a must for every organization.
At least I know a line in that statement. It's a very short statement that says no cause for alarm. So let's take it for what they say. Okay, let's move on now to the conversation we had earlier. It's been an ongoing one after so many days or some days of protests. President of the Republic of Kenya finally withdrew that very contentious, it moved from contentious to a vexatious finance bill because the country is in debt. They are trying to ramp up as much as possible in terms of liquidity. So they have to look inwards rather than borrow. What do? Let's increase taxes. The young people say no, cut the cost of governance. And there was a back and forth. It escalated, those disagreements escalated to the point where the protests turned violent, people were killed, and eventually the MPs, the member of parliament, like our own National Assembly, still went on and passed that bill. The president said, I ain't going to sign it.
Jeffrey.
Henry the Navigator, this is your reaction to what is playing out in Kenya. Thank God he has listened to the voice of the masses. Other leaders should learn from Kenya's president.
Absolutely. Other leaders from other African countries should learn from this approach, this reaction to public policy that is unpopular and does not augur well for the well-being of the people. But this next one is from Christian Uchenna, who says, congratulations to Kenyans. The battle is won. The people have won. May the soul of those who passed on during the struggle rest in peace.
Absolutely.
And that was needless. People didn't have to die.
People did not have to die for President William Ruto to do the needful. But at the end of the day, it has happened. I hope that something will be done to the families of those who died. But as it has been put aside, they can't talk about that bill for the next 6 months at least before they can begin to reconsider. So they have to look inwards, maybe sell some of their private jets if they have any, reduce cost of governance, just look inwards as much as possible.
What's the size of the cabinet?
Yes, at the end of the day,
some ministries need to be merged. Those are the issues.
At the end of the day, the young people move from just the tax issue to the issue of good governance. They're even asking Ruto to go and all of that. That's what happens when people are discontented. They look for a trigger and it becomes something that escalates beyond what people can control. But we're happy that he listened to the people. Moses Amolo says, but sir, Parliament is in recess. The bill will automatically come into law after 21 days. I don't know what you mean. Unless Parliament is called from recess and rejects the bill or withdraw it. The parliamentarians actually took to their heels at some point, because... Oh, Africa, we're wonderful.
Does any recess, preclude a withdrawal of the bill? I really do not understand his logic here.
I don't know which parliament he's talking about. Anyway.
Well, this next one is from Mr. Ebony, who says, the people of Kenya won. A people united for a purpose cannot be defeated. Shame on the MPs. who launched at the protesters, laughed at the protesters at the beginning of the protest.
Yes, it was very shameful, some of the things that the officials were doing initially, taking it for granted. But that's the people's power. Section 41, which is my favorite section in the whole Nigerian constitution. I feel that it should be taught from primary school. Section 14 of our constitution says the supremacy belongs to the people. Section 14(2)(a) also belongs to the people. Maybe other clans belongs to the king or queen, but here and in most African countries, it belongs to the people. So when the people scream, you must listen. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, let's just go to the next one, which is about, the former governor of Kaduna State, immediate past governor, in fact, to be precise, who has filed a fundamental rights suit against the State Assembly over the 432 billion naira probe report, which is, by implication, they've accused him of, financial misappropriation, and so many other accusations in that mix. So your reaction, starting with Queen B, saying, what is he afraid of? Why should someone not want to clear his name, instead want to block and obstruct investigation?
All right, for context, he said he wasn't given fair hearing. He deserves to be heard.
And, the State Assembly members admitted that he wasn't invited, but that cabinet members who worked under him were the ones invited and interrogated. So on that score, he has filed this suit.
Comrade_Lucky1 said, let him go and clear his name if he feels he's innocent. Meanwhile, Kaduna people must get their money back. That's your proposition.
And Salisu A. Ibrahim says he was reportedly not invited to say his own side of the story. Yes, we covered that during the investigations. If this is the case, then it's against the principles of investigation. So he's earned the right to seek redress in court in order to be fair and just to all the parties involved.
Kenyan says, a welcome development as long as facts and figure, proof and documentation evidence will be presented in court.
Yes. And Ibom Air Clients says the Kaduna State House of Assembly wasted time. They could since have approached and mandated the EFCC to arrest El-Rufai and charge him with the embezzlement.
Well, it's an allegation, so it has to be proven. This has nothing to do with whether he's guilty or not. It's just about fair hearing. That's why I filed it. This one says an offense to release. Okay, I think, what's it? Nigerian Film and Video Censors Board.
NFVCB.
Yes, talking about classification of skits and videos, and said they have to clear with them whether you're a skit maker or making videos.
Singer, an artist.
Nigerians are reacting. Sheyi says it will be easier to hold the platforms accountable for the circulation of unlawful content on their site. Abi, they want to chase every person that posts on social media. They just like stress.
Well, that indeed comes with a lot of implications. If they have to clear with the NFVCB, does that also mean that there'll be some form of clearance fee attached to it? And, the administrative implications as well. But Binkin says classification is good if done effectively. We want a society that's sweet for all. The social media sure needs some dusting to achieve that.
David, your name is @_DV or Davy. They don't even control anything. Nothing that is aired on the internet is really restricted, so I can view stuff made in any country of the world. I see no point.
And Master says, this is the standard anywhere, including the advanced countries, but we do operate with a lot of anomalies in this country because even the leaders are not serious one bit. Any public visual content should be rated and classified. That's the standard.
Absolutely.
And that's it from what you're saying as far as these stories are concerned. But there's more to talk about, and that'll be after this break when we begin with the public tertiary education sector. What are ASU's demands? Let's review them together. So join us again. We'll be right back.